My uncle, who was the third eldest brother in my father's generation, was born in 1959. At the age of 17, he participated in the Down to the Countryside movement in mainland China. The movement, which lasted from the late 1960s to the early 1970s, was originally declared to reduce differences between the city and the countryside. During that time, every urban family must at least have one child participating in the movement. In order to protect his two other sisters from being away from home in that period of chaos, my uncle volunteered to take the responsibility. In the year of 1976, he left from Shanghai to Chongming Island, an underdeveloped island that is close to Jiangsu province. During that time, he was assigned to work in a local farmland. Their duties included learning basic farm works from local farmers like paddy transplanting, threshing, pig feeding, etc. Besides, they were also responsible for supporting education for local children occasionally. Life was not easy there. Every morning, he would get up at 5 a.m. and gather with other so-called educated youth to start working under the hot sun in summer or freezing weather in winter. After 6 hours of hard work, they could finally have lunch. Due to the limited conditions, they could only eat very simple and little amount of food, but that limited food could hardly fill his stomach. After a short lunch break, they would continue working in the afternoon. My uncle used to be amazed at the working efficiency of those young people and described that it was usual that the entire field was barren in the early morning and became shiny green with paddies in the late afternoon. They used to have dinner at around 7 p.m. At that time, educated youth from different groups would gather together and chat while having dinner. This was the only time for them to relax and get to know each other. After dinner, some young people had to continue to do work that wasn't finished during the daytime, while others enjoyed their personal time. At that time, most young people would choose to review textbooks to prepare for the resumed college entrance examination. Since my uncle had a deep love for music, he used to practice playing the clarinet every day after dinner. In his heart, it was no longer an instrument, but a speechless, lifelong bosom friend, accompanying him through most of the tough time in his life. He would smile every time when recalling this sweet memory. 2 years later, my uncle returned home, but he would always recall these unique memories to us. In his words, despite the hard conditions during that time in the countryside, the whole atmosphere of society was pure and simple. Almost no one thought of being lazy or cheating when working. People used to be sincere and honest to each other, which is not often the case in the current society. Besides that, hard work those days made him cherish life nowadays. He always reminded us of how limited resources in the past were and the importance of hard work. Even now, when I want to complain about my life, I will always think of my uncle's past experience and cherish what I have nowadays.